a better route. Chapter 150. Naruto and his friends could barely grasp the fact that right in front of them was the Sage of the Six Paths. They really didn't even know where to begin. All Naruto could think to say was, "So, how are we here right now? You know, talking to you." Hagoromo had almost forgotten to explain. "Well, you see, when Madara activated the power of the 10 tails, he released some of my chakra that had been left over from when I split the beast originally. I was able to manifest enough of myself to put you all to sleep and link your minds. Then when Kurama returned to your seal, I merely used his power to show myself to all of you." Kakashi deadpanned. "Oh, is that all?" Mito asked him, "So how do you know who Madara is and who we are?" Hagoromo smiled. "I've been watching this world for some time now. I must say, I've been very impressed by you three. Kurama was easily the most stubborn of the my-tailed children, but you managed to break through his shell." Naruto gave his foxy grin. "Yeah, I'm just awesome like that." Kurama used one of his tails to smack him upside the head. "Shut up and listen, kid, this is important." Kakashi asked the old sage, "So what do you need our help for exactly?" Hagoromo got a solemn look on his face. "To understand that, I must tell you a story. Now, like all good stories, we must start at the beginning." He raised up the staff he'd been holding and the world around them began to change. Soon they were in front of a stone wall, covered in pictures that seemed to be telling a story. Naruto was amazed by all this. "Whoa." Hagoromo walked to the wall. "I wasn't born for this part, so I can't show it exactly. I'll have to show you this instead. Do you see that woman there picking fruit from the tree?" All of them nodded and Hagoromo continued, "That would be my mother, Kaguya. She had spent much of her life watching the world being consumed by an endless war. Eventually she grew so tired of watching this that she decided to eat a forbidden fruit from a tree that contained immense power called the Shirju. That tree held what we now call chakra." Mito gasped. "She was one who brought chakra into the world." Hagoromo continued, "In a sense, but not exactly. You see, my mother soon used her powers to end all wars. In beginning, everyone praised her and she was considered to be something on the level of a god." Naruto was impressed. "Holy crap, people actually thought that about her?" Hagoromo nodded. "Yes, they did. Although I can assure you, she was no god. Before long she went mad with power, and put the world into the first Infante Tsukiyomi. She even assimilated some of the victims into the Shinju. My mother was convinced that the world would fall back into war, even with her presence." Kakashi asked the question that was on all of their minds: if she put the world into an endless dream, then how did the world break out of it? Hagoromo was a little confused by this next part himself. "Eventually she gave birth to me and my brother Hamura. To be honest, even we never managed to figure out who our father was. Both of us were born with the ability to use chakra, just like our mother, and thanks to my Rinnegan I could keep my brother and I from falling into the genjutsu. She was furious when she first found out, even if she did love us both dearly." Mito frowned a little. "So what did she do?" Hagoromo raised up his staff and changed the scene again, only this time he showed them the 10 tails rampaging through the world. My mother then combined the with the Shinju, creating what we now know as the 10 tails. They wanted to reclaiming the chakra they saw as rightfully theirs. However, my brother and I soon grew strong enough to defeat the 10 tails, which we did. We sealed her away and I sealed the 10 tails inside myself. My brother decided to leave to make his own clan, which you now know as the Hyuga. Kurama added in, then you roamed the world, becoming something of a god yourself." Hagoromo rolled his eyes. "I'm not a god, Kurama. I don't think that highly of myself. After that I had 2 sons of my own, Azura and Indra, who both had chakra as well. Indra was a prodigy of by all means, but Azura had virtually no natural-born talent. However, Azura worked day in and day out and began to surpass his brother. That hard work inspired me to do something insane. I separated the 10 tails chakra in my body into 9 different entities. Naruto suddenly understood what he did. You created the 9-tailed beasts. Hagoromo raised up his staff and changed the scene to show him standing in the middle of the tailed beasts. That I did. I gave all of them names and told them what and who they were. Mito couldn't help herself as she looked at the baby forms of the tailed beasts. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Look at little Kurama chasing his tails. Kurama cut in, okay, let's move on before I get any more embarrassed. Hagoromo chuckled, as you wish, Kurama. After I did this I knew I wouldn't have long to live. It was just too draining on my body and I was too old at the time. I sealed away the husk of the 10 tails, which became the Geto statue to you, and chose Azura for my successor. Kakashi couldn't believe half of what he was hearing. This is so cool. Hagoromo nodded, I suppose it is. However, I believe this may be where I went wrong. Indra was incredibly jealous and bitter because he wasn't chosen. He never forgave his brother and the two separated to form the two most powerful clans in shinobi history, the Senju and Uchiha. No matter how hard Azura tried, Indra simply kept the war going. The clans would remain at war for years to come, continuing a seemingly never-ending cycle of hate. Naruto was trying to take all this in, but they did sort of have peace for a little while, with Hashirama and Madara. Hagoromo sighed, the problem was even that didn't stick. Madara went wad from his brother's death and then read the false writing on the tablet I left to help guide the shinobi world. Mito had to ask, who would be able to mess with a tablet you need special powers just to see? Hagoromo clenched his staff, I don't know, but I have a theory. It doesn't matter for now, what does matter is that I need your help. Kurama looked at Naruto, so I was right about him. I thought I sensed his presence inside the boy, but I wasn't sure. Naruto was confused, wait, whose presence? Hagoromo looked at the young shinobi with certainty, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki, you are the reincarnation of my son, Azura. His undying spirit, his incredible determination, and his belief that peace can be achieved are all inside of you. You were given his chakra and his spirit. Naruto didn't look happy as they all thought he would. Wait, you mean that the only reason I'm the way I am is because of Azura? Hagoromo shook his head, not at all. You don't get to be born with the chakra, it has to choose you. You're not who you are because you have my son's chakra, you have my son's chakra because of who you are. That is why I'm counting on you to succeed where I have failed. Naruto crossed his arms, I gotta tell you sir, I don't think you've ever failed. Hagoromo raised an eyebrow, what do you mean? Naruto explained it to him, you never gave up, so therefore you haven't failed. The only mistake I think you've made so far is trying to trust the task of bringing peace to the world to just one person. That's not something one guy can do on his own. He needs the help of his friends and family to do that. He needs to know he can trust others to help him. Hagoromo couldn't believe such wisdom was coming from such a young man, on that much I can certainly agree. I should have entrusted this task to both of my sons, and that's a mistake I won't make again. That's why I want Mito and Kakashi to help you. Kakashi and Mito said at the same time, us? Hagoromo gave a small grin at their reactions, yes, you too. You've both earned something that Naruto did as well. Kakashi, I believe that you are the true reincarnation of Indra, and that only Madara is standing in your way of inheriting his chakra. You're so much like Indra was before he decided that he had to be independent and refused to accept anyone's help. His chakra was drawn to your need to defend those you care about. Mito, you've got the same inability to see someone suffer that my wife did. She may not have been a ninja, but she was quite possibly the kindest woman I've ever known. You drew in her spirit with your incredibly big heart. Kakashi just kind of rubbed the back of his head, holy shit. Mito really didn't know what to say, thank you sir. That's very kind of you to say. Hagoromo motioned for them to come over, I've got a gift for you three, something very special that I'm giving to you three and you three alone. All of them nervously walked over to him and raised their hands up a little bit. Hagoromo moved their hands around so that they were all on top of one another and then put his hand down on theirs as well. I'm giving each of you 3 new bloodlines, one from each tailed beast, as well as my other powers. You'll be able to manipulate all 5 elements and create the truth-seeking balls Madara used. Now keep in mind, I won't be able to give the knowledge of how to use these abilities, you've got to figure out how to mix them with your own powers. They all agreed, not a problem. We'll do what we have to do. Hagoromo was glad they were okay with it. Only thanks to this manifestation am I able to do this. Once it's over I'll be forced to leave this to you. He looked at Naruto. Naruto, along with my sage powers you'll still have Kurama's raw power and his advanced healing as well as Son Goku's lava release and magnet release from Shikaku. To say that these new powers will make dangerous is an understatement. This is along with your toad powers, which you'll be able to use more of since you'll have all 5 elements. Then he turned to Mito. Mito, along with my sage powers I'll be giving you the advanced acid release of the Saiken. He is a slug after all so it just makes sense, along with the dust release of Chomei and steam realce from Kokuo. Imagine that with your healing powers and Gukken. You'll be powerful on a whole nother level. Lastly he turned to Kakashi. Kakashi, along with my sage powers I'll be giving you Matatabi's blue flame release to go with your fire techniques, plus Gyuki's ink realce and Isabu's foam release. I'll be giving a Rinnegan as well, to add to your power and for safety reasons. Of course you will be feared when by many with powers like this. All of them could feel the new powers entering their bodies, it was a strange but incredible feeling. As Hagoromo slowly started to fade away he told them all, I know I can trust you all with this task, make me proud. When Hagoromo had faded away completely all of them woke up to see everyone was still fighting Madara. Rin was just glad they were awake. Oh thank God you're all okay. What the hell happened? Naruto stood up and Rin could tell there was something different about him, it would take too long to explain. Let's just say we've got some work to do. The 3 of them stood up and activated their new sage modes, shocking everyone. For these 3, it was go time. See you in the next video.